great. Happy to go to Ohio State. It's a good golf course. I think it sets up for us. We tend to play well on challenging golf courses, and that's by far the most challenging golf course of all the regional sites.
Geographically, you were just there, so
We were, yep, just back to Ohio.
a little bit of a comfort zone maybe there,
Yeah.
just being in the same part of the world, I would guess.
Yep.
How would you describe Kate's play, this spring? I know your expectations were high, but how would you sort of characterize it based on your expectations and her expectations?
Well, yeah, Kate's played extremely well. She's impressed us all. She's far exceeded any expectation I would have set for her. She's a very strong ball striker, but most importantly, she's just really matured in her approach to the game and her attitude and her outlook and her ability to manage her expectations and play very consistent golf.
What would be an example of that, or can you be more specific about that?
I think in the past she's let her emotions dictate her play from hole to hole, and so she's learned to set aside any bad shot or missed putt from the previous hole and move on and treat the next hole like it's a new round and stay in the present.
When you look at your team as a whole, this is the first time the team has qualified since 2008, so this is very exciting. How do you approach this with them, keeping them even keel, keeping them, going into this with the same approach they've had all season?
Yeah, that's a good question, because it has been a lot of emotion in the last couple days for the team, but we just have to treat it like any other tournament and go in, stick to our game plan, play disciplined golf, and we'll come out on top.
What do you mean by a lot of emotion over the last couple of days?
I just think the team is very shocked that they were able to achieve this goal, because it's been so long since we've been in a position to make it to the regional tournament, and everyone is a little surprised. I'm not at all surprised. I mean, I've always believed in this team and believed in the ability of all of the players, but I think if you asked each one of them individually where we'd be 2 months ago, they weren't quite sure we could get here. So it's very exciting that we're here and in the regional fields.
When you have a great player, can she kind of lift everybody else up?
Absolutely. Yep. Kate's work ethic is second to none, especially in this last year, and it's really helped the team see what can happen if you really put in the time and are disciplined about your approach to the game. And she's showed the team that big things can happen, and everyone's following along.
Does Kate have the perspective of, I guess, really appreciating and knowing everything she's been able to individually accomplish this season?
She does have great perspective there. Every day she's just more excited about what's going on than the day before. Yesterday she had the opportunity to meet with Bill Moose in his office, and that was very exciting for her. And her Hail Varsity article was thrilling for her, and all the interview attention that she got at Augusta was thrilling. And then winning the Big Ten championship, shooting a flawless 64 was exciting. And so everything she's been able to accomplish has been gravy. She's really taking it all in and taking advantage of this fifth year.
But she gets it though, right?
She
the
totally
historic
gets it.
measure of what she's been able to accomplish?
She gets it, yep. She
You
100% gets it.
Before she headed to Augusta, I remember you said something that was really cool about how you were excited to kind of just almost step back and watch her experience it, because you don't know how to prepare yourself until you're in that moment. Now that you've had that experience of watching her go through that, what was that like for you?
Oh, it was exciting. I mean, and it wasn't surprising to me. I mean, I believe she can play with the best in the world, and she showed that in those 11 holes at Augusta, and she showed that at the Big Ten championship. And to see her shine the way that she's, done in this past 6 months has been so rewarding for me as a coach, and I just can't wait to see what she can do moving forward.
So describe your few hours there this last weekend when you're kind of keeping an eye on what she's doing. And
at the Big Ten championship?
Yeah.
Honestly, I was doing everything I could to avoid her, if you want the honest truth, because I believe, the best coaches, if someone's low, you just stay away. And so Chessie, my associate head coach, was walking with Megan Whitaker, who was in the group in front of Kate, and so she kept texting me updates. And then Kate wanted help on hole 18T. She'd asked for that the morning of the final round, and I debated whether or not I should actually show up on 18T, and I did, and I just said, hey, you know where to hit it, and she busted it right down the middle, and I walked away, and I made sure I was by the green for her to finish. But it was such an incredible round, and she was in the zone.
I mean, all things considered, is that the best collegiate round, you've been a part of?
Oh yes, for sure. Yeah, and just to see her attitude and her calm demeanor during the front nine when I saw her more, and if you'll talk to her here shortly, but she will tell you that she wasn't nervous at all. She was just excited and ready to go and trying to go as low as she could. And it helped that she'd shot 64 at Westbrook at some point in her college career, so she knew she could shoot that number. She knew she could go low. To do it at the Big Ten Championship in front of the cameras was pretty awesome.
When you say that you take a step back when you have one individual golfer who's shooting low, I just maybe started to realize what your team was doing. How do you approach that? Because as a whole, the team was also keeping pace.
Yeah, we had a great week, and we were in a great frame of mind. Like I kept telling everyone, the team was playing very disciplined golf. The greens at TPC Rivers Bend are large, and so it's important that you pick a small target and that you're disciplined and that you don't always go attack the flag. You don't want to ever short side yourself there or miss a green when you could just play 2-3 paces to the right and then give yourself a birdie chance from 15-20 feet. And that's the main reason why our team played so well, is we were disciplined on our approach shots, and we made some putts early on that gave us some confidence. But this team's had it all year. We've had the ability to shoot the numbers that we shot at the Big Ten Championship. We just, we had some weather and stuff early, and that prevented us from maybe showing what we were capable of early on in the spring. But as we were able to get outside and get on grass, we really, really showed everyone what we're capable of.
You said her final round last week kind of left you speechless. What was it about you that left you kind of speechless?
I had nothing to say. Someone asked me in an interview, describe the round. I'm like, I'm speechless. I still am. I mean, there's not much to say other than it was amazing.
Just skill-wise, and I realize everybody's a little bit different, but skill-wise, what distinguishes her from some of the great players? Where is she? If you took the top 20 players in the country, where is she in the 90th percentile? Where is she in the 60th percentile? How would you characterize her game?
Yeah, the best part of Kate's game is her ball striking. She's a very good driver of the golf ball. She has great feel with her iron play. She can work the ball both directions. She can flight it well. Not a lot of female golfers at this level are capable of hitting all the shots that Kate's capable of. She plays a nice high fade. You don't see that a lot in the women's game either. It seems like a lot of women are taught to hit this draw so they can get distance, and Kate has a nice high fade that spins and lands softly, so she can play any golf course. She's a streaky putter, like most good players. Has really good feel and touch with the putter, but week to week, sometimes you see it going in and sometimes you don't, and that's basically the difference between how Kate Smith plays from week to week. Is the ball going in the hole this week?
What about her or her game will give her a chance to make it professionally?
I mean, her consistency with her ball striking will give her a chance. She has good length. Most importantly, she has a great perspective on how to play the game from a mental side. She understands that you're going to make mistakes, and she doesn't strive to play perfect golf. And she's able to get it up and down from short-sighted locations, and she's able to hit great bunker shots, and she doesn't seem to get too rattled if she gets the golf ball going sideways off the tee, and all of these things will help her be a really good, strong professional.
Did you think you'd have her this year? A year ago, right now, did you think she'd be here?
Well, no. But once COVID hit, we weren't sure what the NCAA was going to determine for those seniors moving forward. And the minute we found out that we could keep the seniors, I was on the phone. Kate, you're coming back, right? You're coming back. I'll do everything I can to pay for that for that 5th year, because this 5th year for her has been huge, just from a emotional and mental growth perspective. And I mean, she just turned 21 last May as a senior, and so she was a pretty young student athlete coming into Nebraska anyway, and so this 5th year has really helped her grow.
Has she improved a lot from last year, or is she just getting an opportunity?
No, she's improved a ton. I believe her ranking last year at this time, it was in the hundreds. I'm not exactly sure what it was, and now she's ranked roughly 22. And so that's a 100-place improvement is a significant jump.
I don't want to get you too ahead, knowing that you still
Yeah.
have everything to go. But when you look at what this does for your team, what do you think that this opportunity does for the future of Nebraska golf? Getting into the NCAA Regionals, now having that, like you said,
Yeah.
to show people what this team is capable of, what Nebraska is capable of.
Most importantly, the team understands that we can make it, that we can be there, and that we can compete with the best. And the Big Ten championship, finishing in a tie for second, showed this team that we can show up at the Big Ten championship and try and win that thing, and that's huge. And moving forward, that mindset will change the expectations of the incoming student athletes, and it's very exciting.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.